I have to tell you, I'm not on the other end of things. I'm not really disappointed in the team either. I thought we played really hard. That's a very, very good Minnesota State team, and I don't know that we were off our game very much at all. Discipline, didn't take a lot of penalties. I thought we managed the puck well. Your team, though, you give them a little daylight and they score, but to hold them to 25 shots, I think is a job well done. We had our issue is, I mean, we were in the game until late when it got to 4 or 5, but I mean, through, I don't know, 50 minutes of that game, I felt all we needed was just to get one, and in those critical moments, and we sustained some offense. We had some pushes where we had to play in their end. We had some looks. I think if anything, we've got to take a look at the power play and how they kill and see if we can't come up with a wrinkle for tomorrow. But overall, I was actually very happy with the effort level that the team put out today. And I thought they were on top. We were on top of our game pretty much. It's just that we need every single guy to be on top of the game tomorrow, and I think that gives us an opportunity to beat these guys. But they're a tough team, and you got to earn it.
Yeah, and then decided to go with Roney tonight. Let up 5 goals, but thought he played well. What were your thoughts on his play tonight?
I thought Roney played very well. Again, you say, well, geez, 25 shots, he gave up 5. That's not a great save percentage, but that doesn't tell the tale. I thought he played very solid in net. 4 of the 5, they were just great shots, great goals. I thought maybe only one of the 5 possibly he could have had, but even that, it was a 4-on-2 line rush, and the guy zipped it by him and on the short side. But I thought he played very well. They're a team, you can't give them too many chances. They'll put it in the net. But I was happy with his performance tonight. I thought he looked very comfortable in net, too, and very calm.
And then playing one of the nation's top forwards and the nation's best goalkeeper right now with Jordan McKay. How difficult is it to play against guys at that skill level?
Oh, it's not difficult. It's a real treat. I look at it as I was very excited coming into the game. I'm very excited about the opportunity to play him tomorrow. I think it's a great way to get a barometer on your own club and your own team. Certain guys, I saw some really good hockey out of some guys tonight. Like I thought Ethan Stewart played very well for us. I thought Brendan Ron's had a strong game as a freshman, and I thought Dallas Tulik did. So, I saw some really good things. And then there was some things that we've talked to the guys about saying, hey, and against good teams, that's going to cost us. And I think a couple of the younger defensemen got a little bit of a look at that. Hey, why is Coach always harping about this? Well, it's going to be a game like this where it'll make the difference. So I look at this as a real, while they're a tough team to beat, I think it's great. I really enjoy these kind of games.
The past few weeks you went to Detroit, straight to Bemidji State, now you're home. Can you kind of just talk about the benefits, even though you couldn't get the win, of being back here at home?
Yeah, no, it's good just not to be on the road. Previous, at the end of that Bemidji State series, we had spent 20 of the last 48 days on the road. That's a long time to be in hotels and moving around. And, you were talking about trips to Fairbanks, then Anchorage, then the GLI. And right from there, after the Tuesday game, we loaded up and bust right to Bemidji. And so you're not tired, but you get a little road weary, if you will, from the travel. One thing I think has been outstanding, though, is we've had a few guys out during the course here with injuries. But one thing, we've only lost a couple guys to illness, which to me says the guys are taking real good care of their body. They're getting their proper rest. I mean, right now there's a lot of influenza going around, like the intestinal influenza, and so far, and I hope I don't jinx us, but we've really been healthy in terms of not coming down with any kind of sickness that's run through the team.
And then to this point, you guys have made a drastic change for penalties committed today. You only committed 2, opposed to maybe the beginning of the season there were some unwarranted penalties. Can you kind of just talk about how that's changed the game?
Well, we've been on it. We've been on it, and hopefully the lesson's been learned. It's great because it allows us to put our time into what's important and getting better as a team and working on the things we need to. When you're in the box a lot, you get a chance to work on your penalty kill a lot, but you don't get to look at other areas. So that's hopefully an area we got put behind us now, and we can just keep playing hockey because even I think what we had 4 or 5 power play, but we're not going to get a lot. We didn't get a lot last week, and I think last week and we were on the power play twice, once each night, and 5 tonight for us. But if we're not going to be on it, we certainly don't want to put the other team on it. And you look at Minnesota State, I'm not sure we want to put them on the power play. They don't need it.
And then headed into tomorrow, is there anything you might change offensively to try to get the goal in the back of the net?
Yeah, I want to really watch the tape before I jump in on that. I think there's a few things we can do, but some of it may not be able to be resolved in 24 hours. I've really, earlier this week, we really started to get on our defensemen. Now the other parts of our game are starting to round out about staying up and creating turnovers in the neutral zone, which are going to lead to offense in the offensive zone. It's going to slant the ice a little bit more in the other, in our favor. And I thought our D did a pretty good job of that, although they surrendered a few times. On their third goal, I believe, I can't remember what one of the goals. Maybe the fifth goal, but it was a 1-on-3 they were changing, and we backed in, and we gave their offensive player possession inside the blue line, so he's able to come in, and we continue to back in, and then the guys that changed, the other guys are on the ice, and they score as a second wave in. Had we stayed up and held that blue line, it's a whole different animal. We'd have forced the dump or a turnover. But that's a lesson. There was 2 freshman defensemen, and we've been talking this week about that, but it's going to take time for them to really understand what we're talking about there.